Hi, you guys ready? We're going to do some lower body stretching today, right after we do a dynamic warm up. So, you guys ready? Let's do this. We're going to start with that kick across, my most favorite warm up of ever. This is going to be a nice little stretch through those glutes and those that TFL muscle. You could do this stretch every morning when you wake up if you want, just to get the joints moving because it feels really good. But what I want you to do all the time, as much as you can. While you're cooking, let's go to a heel tap. While you're cooking, while you're walking around, shopping, grocery store, whatever you're doing, I want you to focus on trying to draw your core in. So pull your belly button into your spine, and that'll help start strengthening your core. So, just a little tip there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now we're going to go punch across, a gentle punch. We're not trying to knock the wall out in front of us. Just a nice little gentle punch here, not fully extending through the elbow. This is supposed to be a stretch through your upper back and warming up through your shoulders just a little bit. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Now let's go to reach over. We're going to reach that arm overhead, taking a leg behind you. So you're getting to stretch down your obliques, through your lats. Maybe you're tight through your shoulders. This will help loosen up that shoulder joint in a different way. Again, trying to tighten up that core, belly button of your spine. Here's 4, 3, and 1. Good. And we're going to go to a quad and chest stretch. So we're going to pull the leg behind. So you get a nice front of that leg stretch here. And also by pulling your arms behind you, it's going to stretch through your pecs a little bit. So should be feeling good. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go to hamstrings. We're going to kick it out. So with this kick, you're going to bring your knee up and kick it out, then set it down. So flexing your foot will help stretch through your calf a little bit if your calves are tight. What I want you to do is just feel a nice stretch. I don't want you to swing your leg this way because you could hyperextend the back of your knee, and that's not good. So let's just do a kick out here by bending and kicking. That makes it easier on your hamstring. You're not going to hyperextend anything. And you're working some core. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's go to some inner thighs. So wide stance. I'm just going to shift the weight onto your right leg, left leg. Wait a second. I think you guys are opposite for me, huh? So we're going left side, right side. And you should feel a nice stretch on that straight leg. So I want you to set your hips back, keeping your back tall. Your knee should not be going past your toe here. Good. We'll do one more to that right side. Awesome. Okay, let's go back to shoulders. So windmill, like you're doing a backstroke in the pool. Just mobility here. Maybe if you have tight traps, you might feel your traps while you're doing this. A little stretch through those. 3, 2, maybe even your biceps. Other direction. Should feel good. You're going to lean to the side a little bit. You can get a lower back stretch here. And we will be doing, hopefully after the lower body stretches today, you're going to feel your lower back a little bit looser because there's a few lower back stretches that are involved today. Okay, we have one more stretch. So we're going to go a floor sweep. We're just going to lean forward, come up, do a little twist. Again, sweep that floor. Now, if you have lower back pain, what I want you to do is brace your hands on your knees and stretch that way. So your upper body, your arms are taking the strength, doing the work, so your lower back doesn't have to. Okay. Or if you want to go to that hamstring stretch and lower back stretch and get a little deeper, go ahead and sweep that floor. Last one right here. Good. Okay, so why did we need to do a dynamic warm-up before we do static stretches? Because you need to get some blood flowing through those muscles first. All right, so we're going to go to the floor and we're just going to work on some lower body stretches. What you're going to start with is just, slowly lay down so it's nice and comfortable for you. And we're going to start with your hamstrings. So we're going to start with the right leg stretch. You can, I want you to bring your right leg up. If you want to plant your left foot on the floor, it's easier on your lower back. You'll just need to stretch a little bit farther if you can, or you can leave your leg flat to get a deeper stretch. It's really up to you what you feel more comfortable with. But what I want you to do is pull above the knee or below the knee, but not at the back of the knee. And if you feel stretch in the back of your knee, what I need you to do is just put a slight bend in that knee and then bring it closer to your chest. So we're trying to keep your right toe in line with your right shoulder. And tight hamstrings can cause tight lower back. So it's very important to work on loosening up those hamstrings. What I want you to do is rotate that ankle both directions. So you're going to get a different type of hamstring stretch and probably even some really good calf stretch too. So we will stretch calves in a little while, but not right now. This is just more for mobility through the ankle. But it is a nice little calf stretch. Okay, so now what I want you to do is take that right toe in line with your left shoulder. So it's a very small move, but it's going to change where the hamstring stretch is because you have three muscles in your hamstring. And so by moving that toe in line with your opposite shoulder, it's going to stretch a different part of that hamstring. So we're going to hang out here. Again, if you're feeling it behind your knee, just put a slight bend in your knee and then bring your knee closer to your chest. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. Now crossing that right ankle over your left knee. That left foot is planted. And what you're going to do, we're going to start working on some more TFL stretches here. So your tensor fasciae latae. And I know I didn't say latae, but that does sound good, right? Okay, so what I want you to do with that right ankle cross over your left knee, drop your right hip and push your right knee away. So you're going to feel a nice little stretch maybe through your lower back. It could be outer hip. It could be inner thigh. Who knows? It depends on where you're most tight. With my clients, they'll feel it in many different places. So whatever feels good for you. And if this is too much and you just need to stay here, and if this is too much, just crossing your right ankle over your left knee, go to the Facebook group, let me know so I can show you some modifications. There's going to be other videos as well that will show you some seated and standing stretches. So you'll keep an eye out for those as well. Good, but it should just feel really good in that outer hip, maybe a lower back area. We're going to bring those hips back to center. Now what you're going to do is take that right foot and let it fall to the left side. So your left foot, your left ankle goes flat on the floor. So if there's a lot of mobility challenge here, just go to where it's comfortable. If this is not comfortable, maybe on your lower back, then just stay in this neutral position, okay? But for those who want the stretch, then what you can do is let that knee fall away from the center line of your body, and you're going to feel a different stretch through your lower back and outer hip. Oh, I forgot to tell you, you're supposed to be breathing. Hopefully you are. And here's your reminder to breathe if you're not. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to come back to center. So plant that left foot again. Now we're going to work on stretching through your glute max twist. So we're going to, if you have the mobility, I want you to reach between your legs, grab behind your left, like grab your left hamstring, and then just pull your left knee to your chest. Now, if you really want a nice deep stretch, so you're going to feel a big stretch like in your piriformis of your right side. If you want a deeper stretch, what you're going to do is drive your right elbow into the inside of your right knee as you're pulling your left knee toward you, and it'll be even deeper stretch. And you'll be like, oh, this is amazing. Stretching's so magical. Or at least I think it is. And we should actually probably talk about the benefits of stretching, even though I'm sure you guys know. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Relax that down. So we're going to do one more. We're going to plant both feet, and you're just going to let your knees fall to the left, trying to keep both shoulders on the floor. So now this is going to be a different muscle in that lower back. It could be maybe your outer hip, maybe it's your quad, like outer part of your quad. Maybe you're feeling it all the way up through your upper body. That's possible too. So be aware of where you're feeling tightness and let me know, because that will help me to know how to create better videos for you guys on how to stretch different muscle groups. So I want to know. Or you could actually put it down in the video, the comments below too. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we're going to come back to center. We'll get quads in a little bit. Let's go to that left leg now. So you can either extend your right leg or you can plant your right foot, but let's do left hamstring stretch. So once again, we're going to pull above or below the knee, but not right at the knee. If you're feeling behind your knee, put a slight bend and then pull your knee closer to your chest. But we want that left toe in line with your left shoulder. And you're just going to get a nice little stretch. In the middle part of your hamstring is most likely where you're feeling this stretch. So go to a place that's comfortable for you. So I should say with stretching, you want it to feel good. Stretching should not hurt. So you don't want to overstretch, because what that'll do is cause the tendons and the ligaments to tighten up, and it'll actually make it worse for you. So stretching should feel good. So you want to stretch it. You want to go to the point where you're like, oh, I feel that stretch, but you don't want to overdo it. All right. And now we got to relax that just a little bit. We're going to rotate your left ankle, get some mobility in that left ankle, stretch through your calf if it's tight. We're going to go both directions on that rotation. Oh man, yeah, it's nice, huh? Yeah. Okay, cool. What we're going to do now is take that left toe in line with your right shoulder. And we're just going to stretch that hamstring in a different way. So you should feel it in that outer part of your hamstring, like the outside part, if you're tight there, but it's possible you feel it only in your calf, or you only feel it maybe through your lower back. I mean, and with the human body, it's all connected in so many ways that you could feel a stretch that's supposed to be here, and it's like, no, it's in my neck. Like, okay, it's in your neck. All right, good. So now what you're going to do is cross your left ankle over your right knee. And we're going to drop that left hip and push the left knee away. We're just going to hang out there. Again, this is for maybe some glute medius and minimus, or it could be into your lower back, it could be outer hip. With this angle, it could even be your inner thigh. So this should feel good. We're going to, oh, are you breathing, by the way? Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring those hips back to center. And now what you're going to do is let that left foot fall, plant it, let your left foot slide so your ankle's on the floor. And again, if this is uncomfortable or your ankle doesn't work that way, this is your neutral. Just stay here. Hanging out here is really good for your lower back. So, but if you want to plant that left foot, go ahead and then let that left knee fall away from the center line of your body. And you're going to get a stretch, a different part of your TFL, maybe your lower back, could be glute. I mean, I've had people feel it all the way up into their chest area. So whatever, as long as it doesn't hurt and it feels good, it won't hurt you. So here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Awesome. Woo-hoo. Getting looser already, right? You feel it? So now what you're going to do, come back to center, and we're going to reach between your legs, grab behind your right hamstring, and pull your right knee to your chest. So if you want, you can just hang out here if this is too much and you're like, it's my inner thigh, and you don't feel any glute. That's okay. That just means we got to stretch your inner thighs, and we'll get there in just a little bit. But you could always stay here and just move your foot closer to your glute, and that might, especially if you like even just lifting a little bit will be a nice glute. If you want a deeper stretch in that piriformis, drive your left elbow into the inside of your left knee as you pull your right, drive it away from you as you pull your right knee towards you, and you'll get a deeper stretch. I love to say that stretching is magical, because it is. It's amazing. Okay, now we're going to go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax that right leg down. Perfect. We're going to plant both of those legs, and we're going to let your knees fall to the right. Trying to keep both shoulders on the floor. So this is lower back. It could be outer hip. It could be your quad. It could be all the way through your shoulder, your chest. Anything's possible because the body's all connected. All right, here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cool. Okay, so we got to get quads next. What I want you to do is roll onto your side, and hopefully you have the mobility in your knee for this. If not, I'll show you what to do. So ideally what you'll do, laying on your side, grab your ankle, the front of the front of your leg by your shoe, and just pull your heel to your glute. So this is going to be a really big stretch through your quad. Now, if this is too hard and you don't have the mobility through maybe your knee or your quads are just really tight, then grab your shoe or even grab your pant leg and do what you can, all right? So the goal is to get a nice little stretch. I want you to keep your hips stacked and really like push your hips forward without rolling them forward. And that can help you get also a little hip flexor stretch if you're tight in your hip flexors. Quads are so important to stretch because they do so much work for us every day. We got to be thankful for those quads. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good. So you can either just roll right over onto your other side. I'm going to do this so that there we go. So we're going to get that other side, quad stretch on your other leg. So keeping those hips stacked. Push your hips forward though so that you get also a hip flexor stretch. And we're just stretching that front quad. So you have 4 different muscles in that quad. We'll do quad specific stretches when you do foam rolling. Hey, foam rolling. And if you don't know what that is, don't worry. I'll explain it during that video, but it's really good for you. Okay, good. We'll relax that. Woo-hoo. So we're going to go back onto your back. What I want you to do is use a leg to help you go to a seated position. And we're going to stretch some inner thighs. So going as wide and as comfortably as you can with those legs. Now, if it hurts your lower back to sit this way, I would recommend going to find a chiropractor, but also get like sit on a pillow, and that should help relieve some of the pressure in your lower back. If that's still too much, let me know, and we'll do another video just showing how to stretch your inner thighs in a different way, okay? Because there's other ways to do that. So sit comfortably. If this is a huge stretch for you, stay here. If you want to go a little bit deeper and bring that chest closer to the floor, go ahead, go to what's comfortable. Excuse me. And we'll just hang out there. So your inner thighs also affect your lower back. So if your inner thighs are really tight, it connects into your lower back. So you would need to work on inner thigh mobility and flexibility. And there's a foam rolling exercise for that too. You're like, what is this foam roller you're talking about? That's another video. All right, let's do, so that you have 6 different muscles here in your inner thighs. So that got a couple, 3 of them. Let's go get a couple, 3 more. We're going to go to a butterfly position. So as much as you can, if you need to, as close as you can get those heels to the center line of your body, please do. If you don't feel this, then bring your heels closer and then use your elbows to push your knees down, and then you'll really feel it. Ah, right? Good, good, good. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good. Now what I want you to do next is push those feet forward. Now hopefully you have the mobility through your ankles to do this. And all I want you to do, so if this is a big stretch for you, stay there. If you don't feel anything, we're going to go to an outer hip, like deep hip stretch here, as well as lower back. All I want you to do is just lean forward. If you let your head drop to your feet, then you're going to get a nice stretch along your spine as well, those erector spinae muscles. And that feels so good, right? Oh man, so magical. You could just stay here all day, maybe. Don't forget to take a nice little deep breath. Oh, wow, that's so nice. Okay, so let's see. Let's check. Let's check how your mobility is. We're going to do crisscross applesauce. This is more for hips, the hip area, lower back area. Hopefully you have mobility through your ankles. If this is really uncomfortable for you, then I want you to stay in, actually this one would be good. But if you can do crisscross applesauce, that's great. So we'll just crisscross applesauce and lean forward, dropping your chin to your chest. This stretches a little bit deeper into your glutes, your hips, and lower back. So it's more towards the center line of the glute, but you also can get some outer glute here too. And we'll come out of that. We'll switch legs and we'll lean forward again. So go as far forward as is comfortable. So if you need to brace your hands a little bit to lean forward and get that nice stretch, please do. Again, stretching should feel good. All right. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. We're spending a lot of time through the hips this morning because it's it affects your lower back, which affects how your upper back works too. So it's really important to get those hips and glutes nice and loosened up. All right, we're going to try one more. I don't know what the technical name is. Like I call it the pretzel, so that's what we're going to call it. So you fold your right leg under you, and then left leg goes on top, trying to stack those knees as much as possible. Now, if you're Gumby like my kids, this will be like, oh, I don't feel a stretch, Mom. But if you're like me, you're like, I feel a big stretch right now. So if this is a lot for you, just stay here. But if you want to go deeper, lean forward, and then you'll be like, yeah, Uncle, I'm tapping out. Okay, so it shouldn't be that painful, but it should be a really nice deep stretch for you. Whoo-wee. Hello. Here, 5, 4, 3. Oh, you're loving it. And good. Whew, that was so effective. All right, we're going to switch. Now we're going to fold the left knee under, take the right leg over the top. And if this is all you can do, because ideally your knees will be stacked, but wowzers, it can be challenging. So if you've had a hip replacement, all of these stretches are good because those muscles want to tighten up around it. But if this is not working for you, then please don't push it, okay? It should be good. With hips are a lot more stable than like a knee. So do what you can, all right? Now, if you want to lean forward because you're not feeling a stretch, please do, but you don't have to. and, and don't forget to breathe. Some of these, it's so tight. You're like holding your breath. No, shouldn't be like that. Should be able to breathe through it, okay? And whoo, we're going to unpretzel. Okay, so because we're doing a lower body leg stretches, I want to do we're going to do 2 more, all right? One for your quads. So I'm going to start with my left leg. I'm not sure which it is for you guys. It's going to be my left leg here. We're going to fold your left knee, or bend your left knee, fold your leg behind you, and then you're going to go onto your right elbow. So I don't want you to lay all the way down because that puts too much pressure on your knee joint. But if you go on your right elbow, then you'll feel a really good stretch in your quad. So what I want you to do, we're going to get hip flexors here. So we're going to angle your shoulders toward the ceiling. And if this is too much on your knee, then don't worry about it, all right? Just what I want you to do is just, stay here. If you can fold that knee under, just stay here. You don't have to go on your elbow, all right? Or not fold your knee under, fold your knee so your left heel is by your glute. Now what I want you to do is turn those shoulders, so push the hip up, and your shoulders are going to face the wall in front of you, and then it's going to be a different quad stretch or hip flexor stretch. Could even be in your lower back, it could be in your oblique, your side. So that's the nice thing about stretches. They stretch so many muscles all at the same time. But here, ideally, you're feeling some quad. Perfect. We're gonna come out of that, unfold, then we're going to refold. So bringing that leg behind you as close as you can. If you want to stay here because that's a big stretch, totally fine. If you want to go onto your elbow, we're going to start with the shoulders facing the ceiling. Big hip flexor stretch. Now, if this is like, whoa, Nelly, I got to ask you a question. Do you sit a lot? Because this area, your hip flexors get shortened so much because of our seated position. So we're trying to open them back up. And it's working, isn't it? Okay, now what I want you to do, turn your shoulders to the wall in front of you, push your hip up, and it's stretching a different muscle group here. So here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to come out of that. Perfect. So we're going to do a nice little lower back stretch now. So we're just going to roll onto your hands and knees. We're going to go actually into a child's pose. So sitting those heels back on your glutes, or your glutes on your heels, and then you're just going to Reach those hands overhead. Let your head drop to your mat or the floor, wherever it is that you are. And maybe you're feeling a nice upper back, like upper body stretch. That's fine, but this is also really good for your lower back. So we're just gonna relax that there. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, so we're gonna go hands and knees, and we're just gonna slowly stand it up. So we'll walk those feet to your hands. We'll slowly roll it up. Oh, that's so nice, right? Yeah. Okay, so now we have one more stretch to do, and that's for your calves. And that will have gotten most of the muscles in your lower body. So you can find a wall if you want. I'm going to pretend there's a wall here. You don't have to use a wall. All I want you to do is take a big step back. So we're stepping back with, I'm going to say it's my right foot. Maybe it's my left foot for you guys. But what I want you to do is take a nice big step back. That toe, back toe is actually both toes should be pointing forward. So if you need to hold on to a chair, hold on to a wall, a kitchen counter, whatever, that's totally fine. But what I want you to do is focus on driving your back heel into the floor. So you should feel a nice stretch in the upper part of your calf, your gastroc. Hopefully that's where you feel your stretch. It also could be hip flexor. It could be more like quad. That's possible too. But we're trying to stretch calves. Okay, so now what I want you to do is bend that back knee in. So now you're stretching your soleus, which is the bottom half of your calf. Okay, these are so important to stretch because a lot of our stability of our whole and balance starts in the calf and the foot. So having these nice and stretched out is very important. Okay, and done. All right. We get to switch sides. So taking a step back with that other leg, driving your heel, making sure both toes are pointing forward. And if that's a struggle for you, let me know. We are going to be doing, working on that for your with foam rolling. But if your back toe tends to turn out, then we need to work on that. All right. And that's going to help a lot with your stability and actually like tightness through your hamstrings. So be aware. Take note. How does that back toe look? Now what I want you to do is bend that back knee in. Please make sure that your shoulders stay over your hips and belly button to that spine. Excellent. Okay. Hopefully that felt good. Shake that out. Woohoo. All right. So now, last best part, we're going to take a nice deep breath in, stretch through. Oh my goodness. That feels great. Okay. Good. One more. Oh, feel a nice through stretch through your core. Awesome job. Good job. And you did amazing. I hope that felt good and your legs aren't too wobbly. We will shake that out really fast and then we're going to see you on the next workout video. And don't forget to subscribe.